This is a button in a fur coat?
That's what he says.
I'm like, oh, hi, sorry, I didn't mean...
Did we get that on? Oh, wow. That'll be pretty funny.
I think that's on there. Sorry, I cut off guard on that anyway.
Slide this way.
Slide over.
Well, I like being on the edge. You know how it is?
Yeah, you are on the edge. Oh, my God.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's Sunday, January 17th, 2021, and we're number 29 holding with one.
Or
30.
Otherwise known as 30.
And I think probably next week we will be at 31 because it'll be too hard for me to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Yes, she can.
We are flock around the table. Welcome to all our subscribers. Glad you're with us. New viewers, hang on. It's going to get better.
It's a bumpy road. Let me tell you.
I'm Mika.
I'm Sue.
I'm Deb. Make sure your trays are in the locked and upright position. Your seatbelts are locked and strapped on, and you're ready
no
to roll.
smoking.
Yeah, no smoking. Well, you can smoke. I don't care. That's all right.
Oh, I do. Don't smoke.
Yeah, but they're not here, so they can smoke there.
They can smoke there.
Yeah, we're not that picky. She's funny about stuff like that.
I am funny about it. And don't. And
I'll put a paper bag over her head. If she gets to be a problem.
And no guns. Don't bring your gun along.
Well, she sees. I
can't.
We're all both over here going. So, okay, we'll change the subject.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are in Indianapolis on Sunday, January 17th. Playoff weekends. Ready for the football?
Packers won yesterday.
Packers won. The Bills. I wanted the Ravens.
I forgot to
because
change
the
my
Bills
shirt, guys. Sorry. I'm still in my pajamas. Don't. So my pajamas.
I'm in my new shirt. Check this out, guys. I practice stitchcraft.
Oh, fantastic.
Guess who got it for me? Mikey. And happy birthday to my husband, Mikey.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mikey. I know you're not going to watch this, but, whatever. It's immortalized forever. Today's your birthday.
It was so weird because he was buying filters for the furnace downstairs. He gets them through Amazon. Best price. So, and he said he got to the page, where it says proceed to checkout. And all of a sudden at the bottom, they pop up with all this, so you might be interested in it. Right in the middle was this shirt.
Well, now you hadn't been looking for those before.
Not on his. Not on his account. And this is a totally separate account. And I stuck knitting things in back in the day. But this was over a year ago back in the day when we used to share the same account. And I used to stick it in.
Amazon remembers.
Right. But anyway, so he was like, he said he looked at it and he's like, so he clicked on it. And then, of course, it wanted to ask which color, because.
He's like,
yeah.
Right. And he said, I never realized that it took so long to order a t-shirt. So when I opened the package, it was like, it was sitting on top of all of his, and it was squishy. And I'm thinking, Mikey, what did you buy squishy from Amazon? Because there's a rule he doesn't. Yeah. And sure enough, he's like, oh, that's for you. He said, I ordered you a shirt. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. You can order me more. And, and so I said, did I put that in your cart?
Well done. Well done, Mikey.
So anyway, so now I have a Stitchcraft shirt. So I thought it was really pretty cool.
Well, I meant to wear my toilet paper shirt. It's even on my bed because I totally planned on it, but it just didn't happen. Sorry.
I have to see toilet paper shirt another day.
Yeah.
So whenever. Anyway, Mike is in her standard wrapped up. We're both here.
I'm in my hooded sweatshirt like usual.
Right. Well, it's snowing here in Indy.
It is.
It is snowing.
And it is 32 degrees right on the mark. See, so, and it's been kind of cold too.
It's big flakes though, so it'll be
it's
little
not gonna,
snow.
Yeah, we're supposed to get 1 to 2 inches today. So.
Oh, that'll make my.
Was that a male weatherman that predicted that?
No.
I'm just wondering because
I read
they
that.
like to exaggerate.
Yes, they do. They always make it longer than bigger when they did. Yes, yeah. Finding his penis in his. How did he find his penis in a third hole?
What?
No. He's very hairy.
Oh my God.
Oh, so his penis. Okay, I get it now. I didn't realize that's where we were at. Sorry, guys.
Oh my Lord.
All right, see, so
we are a knitting podcast.
We'll get there eventually.
You know that.
We're really not.
We are knitting. I don't know.
There are times when, but
it was Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, welcome again on our little thing. Hope you have your little projects out.
Oh.
And this is for the person who
Cheryl.
berated me.
Cheryl.
This one who's been berating me, saying,
Well,
you're supposed to work on this
You
project.
two were the
blah, blah,
ones
blah,
that
blah."
decided that we were going to do a.
For them to have something to do when they're watching.
Because
Yeah.
they don't have anything to knit on. For fuck's sake.
But this way they'll think of us when they're watching us, right? Anyway, so I watched this week and I knitted and started Mpito. See, as I can tell, that's what I did in about an hour. So anyway, so this is my
Mojito.
my knit along.
I was just gonna go with knit
And
along.
someone said put a comment in and it said I should knit, and I'm like, if I knit, I can't talk.
Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl, I don't know if it's gonna help any or not, but she's knitting now.
Yeah.
And if Deb didn't talk, it'd be all this silence because we'd have nothing to laugh about.
I don't know about
Or laugh
that.
at.
Laugh at.
They always laugh with me. They're not laughing at me.
That's what we tell her.
I heard that song before. 4, 5.
So,
So how was your week?
well,
I was segueing in. How was your week? Meaning, how was your week?
you know how my week was.
I
I did
know.
an inventory, and I
Did you
don't.
get that all done?
Fun. She wasn't having fun, but I had a ball.
I stayed home.
I stole her for the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have her do some data entry with
And
me.
then I had to get up and I had to go put it here, and I had to go find out it here, and it was fun. And then I got to growl at a couple of people because he had a Patriots hat on. You would have.
But that was Larry.
Larry. He wore a Patriots hat.
Yeah, he's.
I'm like, dude.
You should have started calling him Smurf.
Smurf? Okay, I should call him Smurf.
Smurf.
Anyway.
Smurf.
Yeah.
And the people there, if anybody from where she works watches us, they're really nice. They were very friendly and they were very helpful, and they all made sure.
They probably thought we have this munchkin running around here.
At first they were looking at me.
Jordan loved you, by the way. He did.
He's cute. He's so neat. I really like him. They were just very
fantastic.
pleasant.
I love
They
Jordan.
were really pleasant, and they stayed out of the way, and you know what I mean? They all
They stayed out of the way because she's terrifying. They're not used to somebody like her at all.
No, that would be. Yeah.
And then some poor guy hit his head, and so we had a blood issue.
Gosh.
And then I put stuff on that and gave him some Tylenol. And is he back?
Yeah, he came back the next day.
Is he okay?
Yeah, fine.
Cool. I figured he
He
would.
totally overreacted, but that's okay.
But that's
Whatever.
okay. It's a head injury. All I told him was to make sure. I said, go home, but stay upright. I said, at least 30 degrees. I said, as my dentist used
I
to
hope
say,
that was
go home and
interpreted
get
for him
some
because
rest.
he doesn't
but
speak
stay out of
English
bed.
very well. But what?
I said, my dentist used to tell me, go home and get some rest, but stay out of bed. Back to the beginning topic we were talking. Anyway, I don't know. He was always very pleasant. He acted like I asked him if he wanted Tylenol, and he said yes.
He probably thought you were asking for sex.
No.
He was really nice, but he had my thumbnail. Well, it broke, but it was a pretty deep cut. I mean,
Did you stuck your thumbnail in it?
Well, I wanted to make sure whether or not. Well, I did. I went like this to make sure to see how deep it was to see if we needed to send him for
Did you clean
staples.
your fingernails first?
No. He has encephalitis.
He's
now.
fine. He's totally fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
But it was great. And she's really good at her job. I'm telling you. You should have seen it. She had this stuff all laid out, and everything was flowing, and she had all her bags. And whenever Jamie would screw up, Jamie doesn't watch us, do we?
No.
Okay. When Jamie would screw up, she'd go in there very politely and kind of set him
And
straight.
go, you fucked up.
She would be like,
Jamie's
Jamie,
her husband.
can I talk to you? And she would go in there and then never heard the conversation because she was like, and then, she'd come out and she'd like, okay, this is what we need to do now. And Jamie's like this big, way up there. And she'd be like, okay, now this is what we need to do now. And so I'm like, I knew who's got the pants in this shop, So anyway.
Yeah, Jordan knows that too.
But the people were really nice and it was great. And
we
I had a
get
good time.
Jordan and I get to run the show.
And where did I
wow.
sit? Who did I sit?
Larry's
seat.
took Larry's
I
seat.
took Larry's seat, and then I cleaned it with, because they have a lot of dust. It's in the warehouse side, so there was a lot of
the
that
carbon.
dust and carbon and stuff.
Yeah, we deal with a
So
lot
I
of carbon.
started to clean it off, and I looked at him at one point, and I said, "I hope you're not attached to this dust." And he goes, "No, help yourself."
Yeah.
Like,
Be fine. Go
"Baby,
ahead.
what the hell are you doing?" You know. And
Tomorrow it'll look the same way as it
yeah,
did.
the minute they start back on their doing
Yeah.
their stuff,
Yeah.
it's going to get dusty again. But surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, the whole warehouse wasn't that way. But it's really cool. They were going up and down.
Yeah, we had cherry pickers out there.
And, you know, I don't know if, and then somebody else, you could hear them driving around.
That's
I was
spoiled
like,
for you.
I want to go open that. But
No.
I stayed right where I
No,
was.
I'm not going up in one of those cherry pickers.
Oh, I
no freaking way.
Just once.
No.
They'd have to go beep, 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 and then beep, 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 and then I'd be done.
I get on them when they're on the ground. You guys know I don't like heights, so. But if you get on it, even on ground level,
Yeah.
it teeters.
Yeah.
Oh,
could see
once
that.
you get like 4 stories up, well, no, not with my weight on it. No, it's not gonna happen. I could tip the fucker over; it'd be done. Mm-mm.
Yo, Sue, can you come down here? Sure.
No, yep, it's not the fall; it's that sudden stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stop at the end.
So I need to get a little bit of this away
Yeah.
from me, but I wanted to show you guys. I'm on to the last bloody ball of this one.
Of our gargasmic yarn.
Yeah, this orgasm. It's,
This was only like 29 episodes ago.
right.
Jeez Louise, what are you going to do? We can all wear
I'm
it.
going until I'm done with the yarn, but
Oh my God, this thing is going to be huge.
well, that's fine. I want it to be able to wrap around me
Hello?
a time or two.
We can all wear it.
But yeah, this is we could all wear it.
It matches my shirt.
And it matches her. Well, it just kind of blands you out, though.
Blands me out.
Well, it's too matchy-matchy, as Heidi Klum would
But
say.
this is
Oh,
this
it's
is-
that.
Oh,
this
it's the
is
stuff you got in Minnesota years
Manny
ago.
Snowza, yeah.
Manny Snowza.
Ilumini.
Eco
Llama. It is 100% baby llama made in Bolivia. It is orgasmically soft.
Mhm.
Oh, it is.
Mhm.
So I think when I do get this done, I'll write up a pattern for it because I just made this up as I went along. But I probably will call it the orgasm shawl.
I think so.
I think
I think that's
I think I
It's
will.
a catchy name.
It's
I know, right?
It's a, yeah. Or the big O.
The big O. That could be too.
Because he's
I don't
going
know.
to be big. And,
That could be too. But so I work on this during the week in the morning before I go to work. And then I work on my I'm waiting project usually when I'm waiting at work. Which now is the fuck hat.
which, yeah, because you're going to have to make 98
I have to make
of them.
98 of them or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
sure.
wore it
it's gonna
out
be-
once and I got 2 orders.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's that.
And
And during this, I get to work on my Mpito, which is kind of fun. I'm liking the hibiscus. This is
That is really pretty.
This is Brenda and Heather. Their hibiscus colorway.
I like their yarn.
I do too. I like their yarn.
The mousse I got for my hair is hibiscus.
Hibiscus?
I don't know what that means.
Well,
It's a
hibiscus
flower.
is a
Well, I know it's a flower.
It's the state flower
It's
of
just-
Hawaii.
It's just a scent.
We should probably go
Well,
look.
do
go
I
see
smell
it.
like hibiscus?
I don't know. You smell florally. I don't know if that's what
Hibiscus
hibiscus
smells
smells like, but
Okay.
It smells like a
Florally.
flower. She's a floral smell person.
Right,
So,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good week. Getting ready to go for Florida.
Oh, I was going to tell you. I started telling you about. I had my annual. Let's go to the doctor and
be poked and prodded.
but and draw blood and all of that crap. Anyway, she was saying to me, "Are you able to get out at all?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I do." Talked about the podcast, and she'd heard about it. Talked about meeting you for brunch, and she said, "Good. You need to be getting out some." So this whole thing is doctor approved.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yay!
So
See?
there you go. As long as we don't kiss or whatever.
No kiss and tells.
No kiss. Well,
We
well,
do kiss and tell here all the time. I don't know.
That's why we always check, like I said, does Jamie watch us? No, Mikey
No.
doesn't watch us, so we're safe there too, you know.
Yeah.
Ryan does, so hi, Ryan.
Oh, Brian does not.
But we say hi to him, so
Yeah,
whoever
hi, Ryan.
watches it can say that Grandma says hi to you, you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
Tim
But,
Tim watches
it. And
Tim
Grandma
watches
it.
like, oh God, I gotta watch it again. That kind. He does. It's like, oh, your grandmother's on again.
It's funny, Madison went ahead and she finally, I think she subscribed and she's like, I guess I'll watch it once. And she just went, one of them popped up and she goes, I don't think it was current because, and I said, okay. And she said, you guys really talk about nothing.
Right, we do. We talk about nothing
And I
at
said,
all.
you mean to tell me the yarn stuff? And she goes, well, it was the one about the dragon horde because I was talking about the
Oh,
thing
sure.
Yeah.
and the book and everything. And she was like, do you bring me up very often? And I said, oh, on a rare occasion. Yeah, like every week, kid, don't start watching. You know, you're going to find out that you're like this tall, have brown. You know, I mean, everybody's going to be able to go to Xavier and they go, hey, Madison, we know you. She'd be like, and she's back at school. She's all excited.
Oh yeah.
They took her back. My sister was supposed to have surgery on the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, which is supposed to be going on for like a month now, right?
Yeah, they've been rescheduling.
Well, it seems that he did did the 14 days of quarantine, did okay, and then got sick. So she had to meet a whole new surgeon and everything. So, and she's like, Friday was her third COVID test from the other thing. And the second time she went in, they got a different person, and she's like, no. She goes, I don't want you. She goes, really being a big bee. She goes, I want that lady over there to do it because she did it really, really good. So the lady comes over and she's like, I don't know how she does it. Anyway, so she had her third one. But it's supposed to be the 20th now. So we'll see. I said, that insurance company isn't going to work with you anymore. And she's like, no, I've given up. She goes, I'm like, that the 20th, they're probably saying, nah, you know, you've got way too many excuses.
Yeah.
So, anyway. So.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor this week, too.
Yeah.
I'm convinced I have dementia.
That's why she has to keep telling stories so that she can remember
So
them.
I can keep remembering my stories. No, it's just silly little things that every once in a while, it's like, it really bothers me when I can't
Can you
remember.
imagine how much fun she'll be when she really gets involved?
Mikey's hoping that, well, we put up this dog run, and he spent a lot of money on this dog run when we got Abner in 17. And we got Abner in August. He got busy at work. He didn't get it done for well over a year later. Well over, okay?
It's like
and
the microwave.
Abner won't use it. You put him on it, he literally sits down like, how cute, this is my yard. I know exactly where I'm going. And he won't use it. So, but he uses it as a pee stool. Like he'll pee all the time on it. So I told Mikey, I said, Mikey even mentioned we should probably, he goes, maybe you should take it down. It's like a lightning rod out there. And I said, well, I said, no, you may want to hang on to it. You can attach me in the summer.
Yeah, right? You'll have, you
I
won't be able to wander off.
I said, I won't be able to wander off. And I get, if I get tangled at the tree, I'll, text you. Or, I'll ring a bell and you can
fall
come
down
and
and
get
your
me.
watch
Yeah,
will
my
just
watch will
tell
call
you that
you.
you've fallen down.
So he goes, oh, okay. So this should, and that's exactly what he said. Oh, okay.
My gosh.
So I'm thinking, great, Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
I just can't even imagine you with dementia. It would be so much fun to watch.
I'm hoping. I told Mike.
Well, you'll have
be a happy dementia
a
person?
video record
Yeah,
of
we have
all of the
everything.
stories that
Yeah.
you could ever
so they can put me
possibly.
in front here, and I'll be like, I look like that person.
Right?
Gee, I think I know that person. Yeah.
I resemble her.
I resemble her. Boy, I'm a movie star and didn't
my
even know
gosh.
it. Yeah, that'll be it. No, I think what they're going to do, they're going to give me a crochet hook and a big chunk of yarn, and they're going to hand me just chain. And then at night, the night shift people will undo it, and
so
then
that you
hand
can
it
do
to
it
me in
again.
the morning in a basket. Say, we need you to do this today. Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
See, I think that's how we're going to do it. We used to do
I'm
that
not
the
going to
people.
that home, wherever that is.
Yeah, we used to do that sometimes with the sundowners when they would we'd put them in a chair.
Oh,
and
stop. That's not.
No, we didn't. We gave them we put them out where we were charting, so we could keep an eye on them, and they were awake anyway. And as long as they weren't like yelling and keeping everybody up, you had to give them something to do. Some of the people, we would give them paper and ask them to put it in stacks of 5. Okay, so they would count 5 pieces of paper, and then, we showed them how to do this, and they'd spend hours doing this for us. And I mean, it was something for them to do. We all came in and said, "Hi, how are you?" They talked.
Oh my goodness.
So it was always something to do. And then people, sometimes day shift would be like, "Well, this isn't a babysitting service." And we're like, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is at night." And then they'd fall asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they'd sleep all day. And day shift would be like, "I don't know, I don't have any trouble with them. We never do." That's because we had them up all night folding washcloths.
They can fold my laundry.
Yeah, they're good at that. Oh.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
I did enough of that last night and today.
Folding?
Yeah.
I don't fold.
I do.
I don't fold.
I even iron. I like to
Oh,
iron.
Lord.
Yep.
No.
But I
don't
wrinkle.
iron.
See, I work with Chris.
You wrinkle?
I wrinkle.
She wrinkles.
I wrinkle.
Which explains the dementia.
Can't you I wrinkle? Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So
no, you don't wrinkle.
I like to.
Well, I've got a couple of shirts I'll just hand off to you, and you can iron them. Because
Next time you come over when your cleaning lady comes,
I'll bring my shirts.
bring your shirts and we'll iron them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I used to charge
Wheel.
Mikey.
Do
when
you
he
like
used
how
to
she
wear
says
dress.
wheel iron them?
I'll put her downstairs. She can talk to me while I'm doing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to do Mikey's until he ran a tab way up.
Well, you know what?
And then I wouldn't give him a clean shirt. I had them all hidden in the closet. Because he owed me $40. I mean, and that's 40 shirts because they were charging him like $1.25. And I said, okay, I'll do them for $1. And he wasn't liking, they were putting a little too much starch in it. So I would iron them back in the day when dress shirts were,
Yeah.
Now his wardrobe is his robe. I'm like,
He still owes you the $40.
Yeah,
too,
he
I'm
still
sure
got
he
some
does.
$40. I keep reminding him of that too. Yeah, every once in a while I'm like, hey, you still owe me $40. Didn't I pay
Right.
you?
No.
I said, but you got shirts. And then be like, here. He said, I only have $1. Can I have a shirt? I got to go to work.
I never had to do that with Jamie.
Oh, mine was bad.
Because he was a golf pro, so he had golf
shirts, yeah.
And those are just wash and dry, and they're pretty good that way.
Yeah, and see, Mikey started in 1987 at Naval Avionics, and so they were kind of, stiff
Shirt
shirt.
and tie?
Yeah. Not too many times, only when it was a meeting.
Yeah.
And then as things kind of slacked, you could kind of tell the quality of the shirt he would wear if he was in a big meeting. You know what I mean? It was a little bit different
Oh,
than
he had
the
to go.
everyday.
He had to go with the blue one.
Yeah, usually it was a blue one. Yeah, usually it
Different
was
than the
very
white
businesslike.
one.
Yeah.
Now, my husband used to carpool, and he would pick up this lady and drive her into work every day. And at the end of the week, she would give him $5. Well, typically, he would put it in his shirt pocket.
Oh, so you got $5 for doing laundry?
I did indeed. And he said, that's my $5. And I said, not if I've washed it and dried it. It's not.
There you go.
It's my $5 now.
Now
Finders
it'd be mine.
keepers, honey.
Yep.
Should do your own laundry then.
He should charge more for driving.
That's true.
Well, then he would be paying more for laundry.
I've told you the story of my husband and laundry. We had a house where the bedrooms were on one end and the laundry was behind the kitchen on the other end of the house. So I would do their laundry, and as I was taking it out of the dryer, I'd fold it and put it in their basket. Everybody had their own basket. So all you had to do if you were someone in my family was pick up the basket and take it to the bedroom. My husband walked through the house every morning naked. Got his underwear, got his t-shirt, got his dress shirt, grabbed his socks, and walked back through the house naked. And I told him that maybe we should start pulling the drapes because the neighbors were applauding.
Oh, he's that good looking, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, there you go.
And I would also say, you could grab like 3 shirts and that whole basket.
Right when you go back, and you'd
And
be all
he
set for
never
tomorrow.
did. He walked through the house naked every
time.
day.
Yeah.
So I think that he was a bit of an exhibitionist.
Could have been. Yeah. He really wanted you to know what you had there.
No, he wanted the neighbors to know.
No, because
She already knew.
I knew what it was.
Yeah, well, the thing is at least they weren't throwing rocks or rotten tomatoes, so at least they were plotting. So you're okay there.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Either that, it was
So-
like,
It looks.
So Jamie in the laundry in our house, after Tori got to the age where she was,
Mm-hmm.
the rule basically was that if it was in the laundry hamper, I would take it downstairs into the laundry room and I would separate out the laundry. And then Jamie, as he was sitting there watching football or golf or whatever the heck sport event was in the family room, then he would wash and dry.
yeah,
the
commercial,
laundry.
he could get up, yeah.
Yeah, because he was there.
Right.
Except he would forget to put like his laundry in the hamper. And so there was one time when he was like, I'm out of underwear. And I said, well, we
Sounds
did
like a
everything that was in the laundry hamper. And he goes, yeah, but I don't have any underwear. And I'm like, again, everything that was in the laundry hamper was done. Of course, he just, at the end of the day, boys especially, just, they're running around with just their skivvies on anyway because they're boys.
They're boys.
And then when you get into bed, you kick them off, but then they're down on the floor to get into bed. And then he would forget
that they're on the floor
and wouldn't put them in the hamper.
Right.
So I just started kicking them underneath the bed.
I knew you were going to say that. I just knew it.
Well, I'm not picking them up. No, I started kicking them. So he had like 36 pair of underwear underneath the bed, and not in his drawer. He quickly learned that he should
better stop
put them into the hamper, and then they would get washed.
At least,
dried.
give it a swig so it's closer to the hamper, give it a good kick or whatever.
No,
So
it didn't
funny.
matter. I didn't care if it wasn't in the hamper. It wasn't going to get washed and dried.
Well, Mikey does the washing because when we were first married, he went from home to us, right? Mom. And he would change his clothes. He'd go to school and he'd wear clothes because we got married when he was in school. And then he would change.
You mean he didn't go to a nudist school?
No, he didn't. But he would wear
clothes.
He wore like Dockers and things to school because...
'Cause-
Anyway, and back then, it was a long time ago, girls wore skirts, the whole bit. So anyway, he would come home and put on a pair of jeans. And then 20 minutes, he'd wear them for 2 hours and he'd throw them in the wash.
Yeah.
Well, we lived on the 3rd floor of a walk-up, and the basement was where the
wash and dryer was.
And they were heavy. So I'm like, if you're going to do this, you need to wash them. He goes, well, I can't put them back on. I wore them. I'm like, you wore them for 20 second minutes, you can put them back on. Jeans you can wear until they stand in the corner. And then you can still wear them for another couple of weeks.
Just turn them inside out.
Just turn them inside out.
Wear them again.
And so
it's
that's
only
how
the people who wash clothes that understand that,
Exactly. And then
you only
he got-
wore them for a minute. You can wear them a little
And
bit
then when
longer.
we moved into the apartment, when we moved down here and stuff, I took him to the laundromat in the morning because I could do it at 8 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody there.
And
I
there
could
was
get it
nobody
all
else
done
there.
in an hour and it was finished. He put it downstairs, so all I had to do was put it in the car. So he was real good about that. And then he got involved with Amway.
Oh,
they have good
blessed
cleaning.
Amway. Bless Amway.
And they have really good cleaning products. Don't get me wrong.
They do.
really do.
They do.
And he was going to do all this, and he was going to do this. I mean, I found out I was his only client, and I was paying full price. So
he needed to get his commission.
yeah. So then I'm like, you do it. So he started doing the washing. He's done it ever since then. And even to this day, people are like, God, how does he get things so white? I said, well, he soaks in this, and God forbid, Like the underwear, he'll stick it in this bucket with like OxyClean and like a mild bleach, and then he takes a wooden spoon and he stirs it all up, and, because we're both known for skid marks. So,
He's got a diaper pail for your guys' underwear.
No, it's a 5-gallon bucket. So it's true.
Oh
you
my
start out,
God.
now, you like you said, I mean, you start out as a human, but then you go back the other way. You know what I mean? It's like you start in the diapers and you end in the diapers.
Oh
So
my goodness.
it's funny. So yeah, and he does the towels and the pillowcases and stuff that way. Well, it kind of disinfects him the same way. Okay, whatever, So I have to stop today and he doesn't think the bounce that you put in the dryer for dog hair. It supposedly helps keep it from sticking.
Come on.
I don't think it's going to work, but I was going to go ahead and try it. Anything to keep some of that off the darker pants, because I only wear dark blue and black type pants, and so sometimes I put them on and I'm in the car, and all of a sudden it's like, holy crap! I got the dog with me.
You could start weaving.
So
you could start spinning with that.
I should probably do that. Trust me, I have enough. I swear that dog, and he's not that big, but anyway. So I digress.
And that's new.
See, do you see how much she's got? Cheryl, do you see how much she's got it knitted?
Hey, I did 2 rows.
You
I
have
did down
3.5 stitches on that row.
No, I don't. I have.
I don't knit and talk because
That's
I can
kinda
either knit or talk. Now, when I'm watching television, I can knit up a storm. And you can tell how much I've watched television. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, we'll segue right into our stuff.
This is almost done. And this is Woolsia. And I
Look at this,
just
guys.
got a wild hair and put a navy blue stripe in it, just because. And
Here, let
it
me-
is,
I'm still holding the needle because we still have.
Yeah.
But look at this, guys. This
Isn't
is
it pretty?
so cool.
yep. And I was going to put 3 navy blue stripes in, and
Oh, I
think
like
this
the
one.
one.
but I was so tired of green. So
Well, considering you do a lot of
I like
like
that.
color
Yeah, good.
variation.
Thank
you
I
know.
like that.
We do a lot
That's
of
fun.
color, a lot of
Yeah.
variegated. So
Yeah.
when you get to these, at first it's like, oh, it's so nice to have a set color, and then you're like,
yeah, then you can really see the stitch definition.
no, I'm not doing any more of this. I get it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it turned out really nice.
I also have a new yarn from I don't want to say it's an old dyer, but it's a dyer we previously talked about.
Right.
Haute.
Haute.
Knit-
Haute.
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 Like haute couture.
Yeah.
Haute couture.
This is Haute
It
knit
is something
yarn.
we've sort of seen. You've had.
Oh.
You have you have a hat that was done in chunky. A couple years ago, you did a couple
yeah,
of
yeah,
hats
yeah, yeah.
that were similar to this color.
But this is
But this is cute.
This is.
this is
Oh.
Haute knit yarn,
Oh my goodness, guys.
but it's got like a black and zebra stripe stuff in it, and I can't wait to cast it on.
So cool.
Although
So
I wish,
luscious, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
just,
it really feels nice. What is the? It is
love it.
100% superwash merino, but it
Yeah.
feels really nice, and it feels a little heavier than your normal.
Spicy rain.
Oh my
Spicy
God.
rain.
It is a spicy, I'm telling you.
But I got this, and the minute I got it out of the squishy
Look, it's
package,
squishy, guys. It's
I took a picture of it and posted it to our WhatsApp
And
Conversation.
conversation.
Yeah, that too.
And and I showed them another yarn that I found that I'm so tempted to buy, but I
Yeah.
think I may get more so I could make like a T-shirt.
Why don't we think about a vest? Then you don't have to do any sleeves. You could do like
Short sleeves, although
but you wouldn't have to do any. You're just done when you get to you get here and you're just knitting along and it's like, whoop, I'm done.
I got
a vest
I got
with
a-
a pretty blouse underneath.
I got a message from Leah, and she said, because I'd been talking about starting a new sweater,
Okay.
and she said, why don't you finish the blue one? And I said,
Which blue one?
which blue? Now that's bad. I do have 2 blue ones on needles. So
And they just need a sleeve each.
no. The one needs a back.
I got a cool plan.
Oh, I bet you do.
I do. What we need to do is we'll do a road trip. We'll head up to Michigan. Brenda can watch the kids, and we'll bring Leah over to stay with us and talk and chat, and we'll hand her all your sleeves.
That is a good plan.
The way Leah goes, between her and Kristen, you could probably get on. She could do it in almost an
Oh,
entire
yeah,
sweater.
while we're having a
We're having a
conversation.
conversation. They're really good, both of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Kristen, she's doing much better for anybody who knows her. Hi, Kristen.
Hey,
So-
Kristen.
She was.
Yeah, good to hear you're doing better, Christine.
Yeah, she's
I've been
doing
worried about you.
Yeah, she got a really early on. She got the COVID, and she's been struggling with it for a whole year.
Well, she
and
has
it's
lupus, which complicated things immensely.
been, right.
So,
it's been a tough road for her.
So I'm glad to hear things are going better for her.
So, so anyway, well, that's good. We'll have to ask somebody, put suggestions in what you think
What
she
can I
could
make
kind of do with
now? Okay, it's fingering weight, and of course I can do a shawl. I can do another shawl. But what do you guys do with all your shawls? I mean, I haven't got anybody in my family that wants them, so they're piling up at my house. And what should happen is my cleaning lady should start stealing them. I wonder if I could tell her to do that.
Well, she's a very honest lady. She probably
is.
would be
She
very
is.
worried.
Why don't you start?
I know what we
Why
should
don't
do.
you just start tipping her in shawls?
Yeah,
I could.
just wrap
That
it
means
on
that
the-
I have to stay there and like face
She
her.
might-
No, you
She
can put
might-
it with the dollar bill and pin the dollar bills to the shawl.
Oh, God, you're smart.
Thank you for everything you do, and just put it on there.
This
Every
is for
couple
you.
of months, you could give it to her.
Yeah.
You know, and she could finally learn when she stuffs all your yarn in a bag, she'll leave the one she wants on top.
Out. And she
Or
can put
leave
a
it
note.
out.
I really like this color.
This is so nice. It goes well with my skin tone, and so that'll give you an avenue,
My cleaning lady liked my Dunkin' Donut gift card that I left for her. I did leave it for her.
Cool. Well, that's
That was
nice.
her little
I had
Christmas
one.
gift.
My neighbor had one, and
Extra.
she had kids in college, and that's what they didn't pay her in cash. They paid her when gift cards started being things. She would be like, she'd write down and say, Speedway and Kroger would be great. And so they would pay her with the $20 or whatever it is. And
$20.
$20, $40. Well, I mean, this is a while ago,
Wow.
but I mean,
$20.
but she'd get like $20 in Speedways and Kroger's.
Yeah.
And then the cleaning lady sent them to her kids in college.
Right.
Because that was just something for her to do, and she's like, and she was always being afraid of being tracked by the IRS. She was convinced that she was going to. So this way, with the gift cards,
Yeah.
no one would know.
Nobody would know. Nobody would
So-
possibly know.
I know that was kind
Yeah.
of cute, but it was a good idea, at the time. But anyway,
Okay, so I will.
yeah. So come up with an idea. This almost looks heavier.
It does.
It's
It's floofier.
It is floofier. I wouldn't say that it's a fingering. It's not a heavy fingering, but it's not like this fingering.
But it's really.
This is
not
a teeny.
tightly- it's
this
not
is a
tightly spun.
spun. But something, come up with ideas when you're looking through Ravelry or wherever you get your patterns and
Ideas.
stuff. Keep an eye out and see what that. This is dyed in Brunswick, Maine.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I knew
cool.
that.
We knew that from
Caroline-
before.
There's a
Fingering.
couple in Maine. WIP-Knit-a.
WIP-Knit-a.
Knit-a
Nida,
is in
they're
Maine too. I think she's in
Yeah.
Lewiston. My in-laws were from Maine, so I spent a lot of time there during the summers, and I'm familiar with the state and its various attractions beyond my mother-in-law.
I've never been to Maine. There's only a few states that I
Oh,
haven't
maybe we
been to. Maine
Montana?
is one.
We could do a
I haven't
field
been to
trip.
Montana. I haven't been to Washington State.
I've not
haven't
been to
been to
Washington
Maine.
State.
The only
So it's
one
kind of like I haven't been up in those
in the corners.
sections.
They haven't straddled
Well,
you.
My sister-in-law still lives in Maine, and we can go and see her, and she would.
Bar Harbor.
Yeah, we could go to Bar Harbor.
Bar Harbor's amazing. Yeah.
Yep, Bar
Yeah.
Harbor.
Take that boat
Harbor's
over
good.
to
I don't think I've
Nova
been in-
Scotia.
I don't think I've been to.
Oh, you get on.
I don't think I've been to Vermont.
Oh,
either.
well, you go right
Well,
through
we need to-
Vermont.
Well, I mean, yeah, we would
We're gonna have
drive.
to see now.
right
The
through
thing
it.
is for the longest time I would stop.
have-
Like a plane,
Those New
change
England
planes
states.
or change in Baltimore. Let's say when I was flying Southwest. So I used to count those as well. I was in Baltimore, so it counted, right?
Yeah.
And then my niece was like, "No, that doesn't count. You actually physically have to be there." I said, "Well, the airport is right there."
There.
She
Uh-huh.
goes, "No, you have to get out of the airport and do things." I said, "Okay, there's only one for me."
One state?
Hmm.
Montana.
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Really?
That's the only one.
I've been to New
I've been
Mexico.
actually
See, we
And,
could go to
well-
the Hot Air Balloon Fiesta in New Mexico.
Seattle as well. I've only stopped twice through Seattle, but
Oh no, see, I spent a week in Seattle.
yeah.
No, we should go New Mexico.
Haven't done Washington. So.
I want to do the hot air balloon.
Okay, we'll put that on our agenda for this fall
We'll have to do
because
that.
if they have
Colorado.
it.
Have you been to Colorado?
oh yeah.
Okay. Have you been to?
I almost got stuck in Vail
Wow.
in like March. They had just opened up the pass to drivers without chains. And
Yeah, because with it, yeah, but they're big.
otherwise you need chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it started snowing on us through Vail. So it was
When
it
we
was,
went-
and we were in a Denali. So it wasn't like I was in a
Right,
little
it was
freaking
fucking
Fiat
yeah.
or something. No, we were
Yeah.
in a Denali, and
The first time I experienced that,
was
we
a
had,
little precarious with
we
that.
were going
change.
camping and we were out west, and they had just opened up a pass in California, and the huge mounds of snow. You know what I mean? It's like 85 degrees, beautiful day, and there's these snow mounds, and it's icy, so you can walk on it. But we were playing in the snow, thinking this is great. I'd never experienced that. In the
Snow?
No, that in the summer.
Oh.
You know what I mean? The snow
Okay.
in the summer, being from the Midwest, and we hadn't
Right.
gone anywhere where we had seen that. And and I remember getting to the edge and going, and it just like somebody cut it off. It was
Yeah.
so weird because the whole thing was just sloped and was really good. Like you could just ride you'd stand up at the top and it looked like you were riding you sled all the way down to and all of a sudden when we got to the edge, it was literally like, oh, this is so cool. We're just playing around, throwing snowballs and everything. And then all of a sudden, hey, stop! Wait! Because it was such an optical illusion that you're like, oh, we could have been dead till morning.
Until morning.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see. You
So
got
yeah,
yours?
we need to go to Montana. We need to go to.
I've
Maine.
not been to Montana.
You've not been to You've been to Montana.
And I've
Yeah,
not
but
been
Glacier-
to Alaska.
I
Glacier
haven't
Na-
been to Alaska either.
I have, and it's wonderful.
I know you've been to Alaska.
Glacier
You've been
National
everywhere.
Park is really nice in Montana. And I want to go to a dude ranch just because I want to watch them.
I do not want to. I do. You know
I
what?
think
Last
a dude
time I
ranch
was
would be
on a
fun
horse.
just to-
Okay.
I'm not getting on a horse. I'm going to watch them on the horse.
Okay,
I
well,
fell off the horse,
No.
and I can lose my dignity.
speaking of ranches,
I know you have a friend who has
Oh,
one.
yeah.
the books that I'm reading.
Oh, they're
Oh,
on
yeah.
a ranch. Cool.
Yes,
Well, we
they're
could live
on a
out
cattle
your,
ranch.
We could live out your fantasies.
Oh,
I wrote it down. Steel Brothers by
Steel
Helen
Brothers.
Hart.
Helen
I
Hart.
wrote it down. I'll have to look it up and-
Audiobooks. I'm listening to these audiobooks. It's about four brothers and their youngest sister, and the craziness that goes on, and they're in a big cattle ranch in Colorado.
Colorado. But Montana's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's triggers in it, so there's child flashbacks.
Right.
So if you have triggers, don't listen
Okay.
to this. And they're explicit.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
yeah. Don't.
Don't do it. Okay.
Well, they're not necessarily explicit about the childhood flashbacks. That's a trigger thing, but they're explicit about their encounters, their sexual prowess.
Woohoo! Right.
It's soft porn.
Oh no, it's not soft.
All right, on that note.
Okay,
not soft.
Okay.
Alrighty, there you go.
So yeah, if you like those types of stories, that's a good.
It's a good one for you.
There's like 14 or 16 books in each. So the first several books, it's about one brother.
Right.
So book 1 and book 2 are about one brother. Book 3 and book 4 are about the next brother.
Right.
You
So
know,
you
so you get
get
a
to-
couple of books per child.
And then they kind of all get together.
No, haven't gotten that. I'm on book 12 or something, and now it's to their father and their mother.
Ooh. I do one.
I'm not going to give away anything
Right.
crazy because it is actually an interesting series.
Right.
If you wanted to.
My favorite one series is by J.D. Robb, which is Nora Roberts, and it's an in-depth series: Naked in Death, Wild in Death, Shadows in Death, Reunion in Death. Everything is in death, and it's set in the future, but not like rocket ship future. They still live in New York and everything, and but it's about a cop who had a rough, very, very rough childhood and flashbacks and things, and a street rat from Dublin who becomes a billionaire, and they end up together, and he was on the shady side and she's a staunch cop, and the hysterical part of a lot of it is because they have her wear, like, two pigs in a blanket, an expression. She's like, she gets all hung up on what the hell are pigs doing in a blanket? Why would you put a pig in a blanket? I mean, right? And it's just, it's a really good.
Yeah.
Deb would go off on something like that.
So anyway, it's a really good story. And she's done like 40-some. She does 2 a year. But, Nora Roberts has about
yes.
She's got a lot of books.
She's got a lot of books and stuff in it. But that's one of my favorites to listen to.
I think my other series favorite is The Sword of Truth.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. For series.
And
that, I think there's like 15, 16 books in that series too. And they're 1,000-page books.
Yeah.
They're big books.
I think I started reading that series and
The Sword of Truth.
Yeah, and got partway through the first one and I just put it down. I don't know.
Well, I used to be more of a reader, whereas I would sit like on a Sunday evening or something or a thing, and I would spend 2 or 3 hours reading, and then I got into the knitting of 4 or 5 years ago, and and I've always listened. I mean, I've been a listener for years. My mom got me hooked on it back when we had cassettes. I mean, when we first moved down here, she would go. Their library up there was far more into the cassettes, everything. So she actually got a reel to a thing where she could make the 2 cassettes for me, and then she'd bring them down. And then now the indie library is amazing when it comes to audiobooks. They've got Overdrive and everything. Whoever does Indianapolis, you know what I mean? They have the CDs that you can check out as well as do the audio, and download straight to your thing.
Online.
Yeah, same situation. So, that sort of things. But I like the books, and I can't.
My daughter likes the paper too. She's like, I want to feel the paper.
Yeah.
I gotta feel the paper.
When we were in Grand Cayman, I read like
8 books.
Yeah, and we were there for 2 weeks, and
I read 1.
Somehow that vacation is time to read books, and I haven't read a book since then.
Yeah, I every once in a while I'll go upstairs and I'll read something, and you know what I mean.
I should. I mean, I've always been an avid reader, and maybe I don't know.
I read the night I finished this, and so because I was
you
done
need
with
to show that.
She's all done with.
I'm all done with the baby blanket. There, you can.
The baby's
see the
3
house.
now.
Yeah, she's 12 and a half, going into college. So yeah. You can't really see the hearts very well, but every once in a while you can kind of see. But it's all done. It's all blocked, all ready to go. So it's all finished.
Do we actually have a pattern name for that?
Yes, it's the Heart Baby Blanket, and you can find it online. And the pattern's got a few things like they claim to repeat row 1 through 29.
Okay.
But you don't. You repeat row 2 through 29.
Oh, okay.
Because row 1 is kind of the setup. And
your setup
you
row.
end with a knit row, and then you start with a knit row. You would have your hearts back and forth. And it's kind of, you could do it that way if you wanted to make no definite front. I mean, one side the hearts are stockinette, and one side the hearts are purled, so it just depends on which way you want to do it.
That's a pretty blanket.
It really is
a fun blanket.
And I can't remember what I used.
Yeah, it's like
Lions brand or some of those ice creamers. I got it at Joann's. Washed it with just regular. I just used OxyClean, Oxy something, because I didn't know what she's using with the baby.
Yeah.
No fabric softener, but I wanted to get it so it blocked. I mean, it was still out, but I had too many puckers,
right.
from the.
So you
from
just
the
wanted to
page.
even it out.
So that.
Yeah,
so I
nice.
actually, besides Mpito, which I started and watched, and of course I have about 19 other things on needles. So we don't
Well, I
necessarily
do
have-
too.
Any blue sweaters?
No, actually I don't.
That's just me.
Yeah, just you.
I don't have any
blue.
sweaters on needles.
I don't either. I don't have any sweaters. Not even baby sweaters. But I was on Ravelry and I was reading the comments, and Circular Mom.
I thought that said fuck stuff.
It says flock stuff.
It does say flock stuff, but I'm so sorry, guys, but my brain automatically goes to that word because
So I
I
wrote
love
it-
it.
She wrote down and she said
Maybe
that
we
this-
should have been the fucking knitting.
and we should have been looking at. She mentioned this gridiron hat, which is done in bulky, and it's a free download on Ravelry. And it uses a chunky yarn and size, what did it say? 16 circular needles.
One
That'll take you
16-inch
45
circular
minutes.
needle in US size 10.
16 inch and a size
Yeah,
10.
16
So,
inch and a size 10. So then
So
these
10
would
isn't
work
too
for
bad.
you.
Yeah, those would work. Speaking of
Well,
working,
we'll-
anyway, and this
we'll get
is
to them.
from Expression Fiber Arts. I bought it quite a while ago. It's called New York at Night. And it's kind of got a bit of green in it,
Oh, yeah.
bluey green and stuff.
It's a mottled green.
It's a model green. So
Yeah,
I figured
I like it.
leaving for Disney this week. So I thought, well, I'll put that together. And that'd be very appropriate sitting down at Disney in 72-degree weather.
Whether working
knitting a
on
chunky
a
hat.
chunky
Yeah.
hat, of
Yeah.
course.
I did
Yeah.
that once. I was sitting at Starbucks knitting a pair of mittens. And it was 90, it was like
Oh,
100
yeah.
degrees. That was in September.
But that's the kind of thing you want to knit then, because
And-
you don't have a big
yeah.
thing laying on your lap.
And she came up to me. She said, "So, what are you working on?" I said, "I'm making a pair of mittens." And she was, and the look on her face was like, "Why in God's," she looked out the window. She looked back at my
Well, it's
knitting.
not like your knitting's going to be done
I
in
said-
2 seconds and you're
and
going
I
to need
looked at her
them.
and then I said, "I'm from the Chicago area," and she was like, "Oh, well, that makes sense." So I got her blessing to keep working on it.
I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. What do you?
Well,
Well,
'cause
you know-
she was in Florida.
Because I was 100 degrees and I was sitting at Disney World.
Oh, I thought you were just sitting at a
No,
random Starbucks.
No, there's a really nice Starbucks that sits right on the water, right across from Saratoga Springs. You can kind of see, and it's a great place to sit because the air conditioning is nice and cool. And you just kind of hawk yourself. You start up here, and then as this table opens up so that you can get to the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just park it there, and you just take, and because at Disney everything's on your little band, and I just get up and go to the bathroom and come back. I mean, I used to spend hours there, a couple, 3 hours, and then I just sit and watch the people go by because it was right in a spot
Do
where
you
you
make up
could get
stories
confused.
about the people?
Oh, I can make up. I don't have to make up stories.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Blabbermouth here. I mean, she could make up a story.
She makes friends.
She could make up a story about this yarn right here, and we would probably blush.
Oh, please
You'd
no.
probably believe me too.
Yeah, we would.
Oh, you'd be surprised what I can get you guys to believe.
Uh-huh.
But anyway,
Uh-huh.
so anyway, thank you, Circular Mom. I'm going to go ahead and make it, and don't hold your breath. Maybe a couple, 3 weeks. Don't turn blue on me, but I will go
I'll
ahead.
hound her with text messages every single night. Give me a freaking picture, lady. I want a picture of your hat.
And I'm going to. And I pulled out all the stuff for painted bricks because I'm going to go ahead and work on that too. That's a good flight.
Do you
one.
need stitch markers for that hat?
Yeah, I do. Ta-da! Speaking of stitch markers, you notice how we're very good at
Segue.
segueing into the next spot.
So I got a request for, the little stitch markers that we use that that are well loved.
Yep. Love them.
They only go up to like maybe a size 9.
Yeah.
8 or 9, 10 if you're lucky.
You really tied that good.
I just pulled it. These are new bags. I just got these new ones. At any rate, I got a request for bigger ones for bigger needles. So I said,
Do they have a bigger price tag?
no,
Just asking.
no. I said, of course, sure. What size do you need them for? And she said, I don't know what it was. And I'm like, okay. So I went on and I looked and I'm like, okay. So I got these O-rings and then I'm like, oh, and I got the O-rings.
O-rings. Oh.
I got them in and my beads didn't fit them. And I was like,
Oh, damn.
what
Now I
the
have to
flock
find-
of birds? Now I have to go bead shopping. And guys, if you saw my bead collection at the moment,
Sort of like her yarn collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I spent several hours trying to
just made a
find
mess.
beads. Yes, you did.
Okay, keep going.
Trying to find beads, and I finally found some.
Yay!
They're like rice shaped beads.
You should come shopped in my loft.
I doubt that you would have had any either because they needed to be 2 millimeters thick on the inside, and then yet still not too thick on the outside, so that you could still get a big. So these go up to a size 13 needle.
Nice.
Yeah. So they will be up in the felted garden.
Hopefully this week. Or soon.
Yeah, hopefully this week.
Or soon.
Maybe.
You never
Maybe
know.
today.
Maybe today.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't have any photos of them yet, so I'll have to take some photos of them. But I think those will have 15 in each one. They were a little bit more difficult to find and get, and a lot more difficult to make.
Oh yeah, I bet they were.
They're a lot more difficult to make because
The bead itself is longer.
the bead itself is a lot longer, and they don't like
Well,
to
she
go
doesn't
together.
have to group.
They don't like to go together very nicely. They don't like to go together very easily. I know, right?
Jeez.
I know.
I have some of those little bags that are. I mean, they're.
I have boatloads of them.
Well,
She has a buttload of them.
I do. I have lots of them.
but you're using them, and they're just
why do
sitting
we
at
have,
my house.
Why was there?
It's just one of my notifications. They're so enamored by the notifications that come across my
I didn't see
pad.
this one. What did it say?
Oh,
It was a game for
it was
something.
It was a notification
But
for
I
some
was
game.
like,
She gets so enamored by it.
they're really put together. I mean, these ain't going
Yeah, they're
anywhere.
not going anywhere.
Because you gave us some of those ones with the colored ones, the ones that didn't go
Uh-huh.
together well. And you're right, they don't.
No.
In
they-
fact, there's
they
a
don't.
spot on this baby blanket that, you know how they separate at the ring, you know, just you
Yeah.
get them all together right. It got stuck in there and it pulled.
With the
whole
colored
thing.
ones?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm throwing those
And-
away.
and-
Because I don't like those.
Anyway, and I'm working
Good,
on
I
like
don't
3
have
rows,
those for
3
sale
rows ahead.
anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like
couldn't
3
remember
rows
what colored
beyond, and
ones you
it's
were talking
pulling.
about.
The
Never mind.
colored over.
And it's pulling, and of course it's stuck in
It's a
there,
soft
but I
bit, they're
couldn't
softer,
get
aren't
it
they?
out. I couldn't get them out. That was terrible. So Mikey cut it.
Yeah, so
He
I
goes, I have to cut it, and I'm like, good, because
Not
I'm
the yarn.
throwing it out anyway. That's what I told him. And
Not the
He
yarn.
went for my blanket, and I said, no, you have
No.
to cut the ring.
cut the ring.
He goes, oh. I said, this is more important than this.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you find my earring
I didn't
No,
lose it.
I did not. It's not.
last week? Don't you remember?
Her
Oh,
earring
yeah.
fell out.
That's right, it did.
Well, yeah, sort of.
sort of.
So at any rate, guys,
They'll be there. They're really cool.
My stitch markers, as you can tell, are they're tested
Yes.
first. And so the requestee who wanted these, I got some to her, and
She says they're working good.
she texted me back and said these are fantastic.
Super.
So they do go up to a size 13. I think I'll
Well,
have
then
15.
I can use them on my 10.
Yeah, I'll
Cool.
have.
Maybe I
I
should
think
use
these
a
will be
13.
in packs of 15.
I should probably use a
On
13.
Etsy.
No, you use the size needle it says to use.
Oh, no. I
No,
don't.
she's got to go up.
Oh, no. Okay.
Go to a 12.
Look at this right here. Sue and I are at about the same spot.
Yeah, but you're using a much smaller needle.
I'm using a 4. But still.
But I'm using.
But look at, you can.
But I'm
even-
using
look
like
at
an
this.
8.
Yeah, but look, I mean, granted that too. But I mean, it's like nuclear tested. You know, you
But
just
I went
wear
to.
my
I wanted
stuff
mine
in a
to
blast.
be super drapey.
You put it
Yeah.
in a blast, and it's like it'll go right around you. You will be the only living thing after a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah,
Because
because it's super.
'Cause
Because you're
it's super-
using like.
I'll be dead, but my skin will be intact underneath my shawl.
Yeah.
That'll be attractive.
I'll be a walking dead.
How come you only have one row of yarn overs? Did you?
Because that's this row.
She hasn't gotten to the next yet. And the first one you do just one row.
Yeah, you just
Well,
do one row.
You did.
I did 2 rows
No, you
because-
do one row.
because
No. This means if you land, when you get to the bottom, when you get to the end of the row, if you only have 1 stitch, you yoke and you knit front and back. If you have 2 stitches when you get to the end, you yoke and then you knit the 2.
You yo.
Well, I didn't interpret your interpretation that way.
Well, yeah, but that isn't my interpretation. That's their interpretation.
But I didn't have this.
Oh,
I just
well.
have your graph.
Well, that's okay. Never mind.
So I-
Anymore. So
it's-
if you
it
end
will
with
be
this,
fine.
it'll be
Oh,
fine.
I know.
Yours looks much better with 2 rows.
Mine has 2 rows of
It
yarn
looks
overs.
good. 2 rows.
Because I
together.
interpreted her
You should have
Excel
seen-
spreadsheet differently.
I must have asked 16 different people when I first started the Mpito going, I don't get this. What does this mean? E and O. I've never seen the even and odd. And I didn't understand. I'm like,
But
I'm
who's going to
reading
count
it.
the stitches, though, really?
Well,
Oh, of
no,
course you
and
probably
I
do.
said, does this mean when I get up there, like, because my Mpito has like almost 400 stitches on it at the end. Okay. Well, and
But
she's
who's
like,
counting?
and then Katie's
me.
like, no, she says, when you get to the end, if you have 2 stitches when you're there, you would yo, and then you'd knit front back. If you would knit the last 2, if you only have 1, then you know that you have that many stitches. It was explained, and then it made sense, and then I was okie dokie. Because this starts out with rows 1, 2, 3,
You know
4,
what?
and
These
then
people
A, B.
really can't see it and
No,
don't
they
care.
can't. And
Well, they know if they've looked at the pattern, they see. That's not me. That's this woman, whoever wrote Mpito.
But not everybody
See,
is looking
look.
at Mpito.
1, 2,
I
3,
get
4,
that.
A, B, well, block. I mean, they add all these extra little letters and numbers that you have to know. I mean, who would have thunk that you needed to know that stuff just to knit a stupid shawl?
You can take a nap right now. She's babbling.
Yeah.
Doze
No.
off.
We're fine.
Do
So
we have
anyway.
anything else crazy going on this week?
No?
Oh, the one thing that I wanted to make note of, a couple of things. I got a request for a newsletter, so I'm working on the newsletter, and it'll be available the end of January. So if any of you other folk are interested in seeing some of our babbling written down,
She'll be writing it because
Can
send
you see Micah next week when she's like, I got the newsletter, and she's got all these little things babbling around her head.
anyway, send me your email, and then Sue will post my email address so you can do that.
it is almost every week. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah. And the other thing is, I also mentioned it on our Ravelry group that I was doing the email, so
there
you
you
can
go.
post on the Ravelry group as well.
Because she's really good about it, even though I'm the administrator.
Yeah, she's the administrator. I'm the responder.
She's the one that keeps track of all this
And
stuff
then the
for me.
third thing is we are creating a prize package that we will be giving out once we reach 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
Now I know there's a lot of podcasts that get to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 very quickly, but I suspect they do it by buying or
None of that.
and we're doing
None
it.
of that jazz.
No.
We're not doing any of that. We're doing it organically.
Right.
Like you guys like it, you subscribe, you tell your friend, and they subscribe.
Exactly.
So slow and sure, we're
yeah.
getting there.
We get it through the penis and the fuck and the orgasm and the tickler and and Snoop Dogg. I mean,
And
we get it
Snoop.
through. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get it through that way. We get it through the good way.
And we get such wonderful positive comments.
Oh,
and,
we do.
Yeah.
And
We have the best people
and
following us.
I personally love the comments. So comment. But once we get to 500 subscribers,
We're going to do that again.
we're going to be sending out a wonderful prize package.
Still being kind of discussed. We have
Yeah,
to get
we
that
haven't
together.
decided what all will be in
We
it.
have 414. We were growing a little bit quicker in the beginning. Now we are a little.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But that's
they're,
fine, and I'm
they're
fine.
getting the true sense of us, so
Yeah.
we've lost some
We've
people.
got the whole gang there. I mean, we've got what we
No,
need.
that's
you know.
okay.
So we've got
We want-
414 of the best
We
out
want
there.
true people.
Yeah, who are going to keep an eye
True.
on it and watch, and sure you may miss an episode
You know,
every
and
once in a while,
call us
but-
out.
Yeah.
If we need to be called
And
out. for
seriously,
sure.
that's true, and
Yeah.
that's what you do. I mean, it's.
I
really
do.
cool.
I call you out all the time.
Doesn't help.
Last
I know.
week I called you out about not
Oh
doing
yeah,
this.
you did this, and then I sat down and I went ahead and I did this, and I was like,
I like the corally kind of color you got going on there.
this, and I should probably tell everybody, I am using Madeline Tosh. It's just kind of a beigey color for my yarn over
The yarn over section.
because I thought I'll have plenty of that when we get long. Because when we get longer, I'm doing less stockinette. So my little skeins, if anybody has ever done row 1, she's a lady that puts out every month. She'll send it to you, and she takes like a skein of yarn. Like this is from Common Camellia Yarn Company. Common Camellia Yarn Company. And she takes 10 different...
She doesn't get it.
Hey! I'm telling them. And she puts them in little packages like this.
And
And
for all those in the know, I now have that song stuck in my head. Go ahead.
do you know how many times they rolled their eyes on me last week? And I was knitting, and I counted 21. I mean, and
Really?
I'm trying to knit. 21!
I don't know if I can roll my eyes that fast.
Well, maybe
I
not
get
rolling.
dizzy.
Maybe
Rolling
not
my eyes
but
that
I get
much.
a lot of this. And I'm like, hey, now they know why I don't watch it. But anyway, if you go on it, it's $30-some a month, and you get a skein.
I like the idea of row one. It's really cool.
And it's fun because you can get other types and little things. And if you need a certain color, like here, if you were looking for a blue, you could just go in and grab
one blue.
You know,
You
and
get the equivalent of a skein of yarn,
right?
But it's
wound up
into small little
10 little
yeah
packages, and she sends them out
yeah.
every month with a little.
I think it's
stitch
such
marker.
a great. I think it's just
Yeah,
a great
and
idea.
especially beginner too, because you get to know yarn and
Yeah.
see yarn.
So you guys, you get the equivalent of a skein of
Skein
yarn,
yarn.
but she winds up the different colors for you
Yeah.
in the same company.
Same company.
So it's the same
These
company.
are all
It's the
common
same.
chameleon, different 10 different
different
skeins.
colors. So you get to try out different.
The very first time I saw it, Leading
Different
Men
dyers
were
that
at
way.
the Village Yarn Company, and they had been the one that she had sent out that
Oh,
month.
that month.
And
oh,
Karen
yay.
comes in with this little bag, and Steve and Andy were both like, "Oh my God, you got us!" And she's like, "Yeah, I was so excited when it came because you don't know
that's
what's coming."
Right.
That's the kind of thing I used to make my my first
Woolsia.
Woolsia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all
So
those different
they're-
minis.
It's
Yeah.
a fun.
For
It's a
this.
fun little monthly thing, and it's like she
Yeah.
said, it's like $30, and you get.
Yeah. And she
And you don't know what.
No, you don't know what's
what
coming.
dyers what dyer you're gonna
No.
get, but you're gonna get the equivalent
You're
of a
going to get
skein of
skein
yarn.
yarn, and you get the 10. There's never been less than 10, and it's anywhere from 40 yards each little thing to 48, whatever the
Yeah.
thing is.
Depends on the size of
Yeah,
the
and
skeins.
she sends you a little paper with the names of what they are and
Yeah,
what the
and each one
recommended
is-
stitch.
Each
thing.
one has its own little wrapper around
Yeah.
it with the
Right,
dye
yeah.
lot with the color on it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
really cute.
They're so awesome.
And it's good to have a couple of those when you're and then when I'm done, whatever's going to be left, I'm just going to use. I found a pattern for a nice log cabin blanket, and so that's one of the
Yeah.
things
You're
I
going to
thought
make a blanket?
I thought I'd like to do, but I'm going to do this one. You do two going up the side, and you make strips, and then you bring the strips together. So I'm not making like I know Colleen did like a log cabin one where she
Yeah.
went.
She's
was
doing the
around-
9-stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she was going around and round, And this one you make strips, and then
Yeah.
you put the strips together,
Mhm.
so that I'm only carrying a little bag.
I'm just doing a granny square.
Same principle.
Yeah.
I'm just doing unfinished sweaters.
She's just doing unfinished.
So
squares.
anyway,
We're not doing.
Yeah. I
think that's
don't
it for
really
the
have
week.
anything else.
I'm good.
I'm good.
So we've got
I'm good.
everything together.
Yep.
We did everything we wanted to say.
I
Had a good breakfast.
I never know.
I don't think you ever gotten everything out that you want to say,
I think so.
but I
And-
think we're close.
In case you wonder,
I don't go home missing things like I forgot to say something and think, oh my God, I got to go back and we got to get back on because I forgot to tell him something.
well,
I tell her on
I don't
Wednesday.
want you to ever think that this is planned or rehearsed.
Good God, if they thought it was planned.
They would have sent like more than Snoop Dogg. We'd have the guys in the white coats. You think they've got the Capitol guarded? They would be all over this house. Let me tell you, if they thought these people escaped from somewhere.
Yes, and we don't edit. So
No.
We're not
what you
apologizing
see,
either for
it's
anything
what
No.
you
you
get.
say.
So please comment.
We comment back usually.
Oh,
Enjoy
yeah.
your yarn.
Yeah.
Send me some
Enjoy your
ideas for
knitting.
this.
Yes, please do, because that's a really cool
It's
thing.
obviously two skeins.
Yeah.
A nice shawl, or
You
and
want
I
something other than a shawl, though. You said.
yeah I do. Or if
She
like
doesn't wear hats.
no, because it messes up my hair, and God knows my hair is lovely. Anyway,
She'll figure something out.
like a T-shirt. It would be a really cool T-shirt.
Oh yeah, that really would be, but I don't think you have enough.
Well, I'd have to order more, which
Gee.
I'm not opposed to.
Or you could stripe it with a solid.
Oh, I could.
That would be so cool.
Like use a black, and this would be the stripe. Okay.
Got it. We're on it. Thanks, guys. We'll figure
Thanks,
something out.
guys. Have a good week.
All right.
Yeah.
Stay
Have a
healthy.
fantastic week.
Keep knitting. Send us a comment.
Keep
I'm the
swearing.
official button pusher.
Keep swearing.
Keep swearing.
Keep swearing. Bye.
Bye.